You are looking at Olson Middle School, home of the Jefferson High School girls swimming and diving teams, where tonight BEC-TV brings you Jefferson High School girls swimming. I'm Jeff Lee, ready to bring you your Jefferson Jaguars in a Metro West dual meet against their crosstown rivals, the Kennedy Eagles. Your Jaguars, led by their head coach, Paula Lee, have lost 5 of their first 6 dual meets here in the Metro West. The Jags this season have been led by Abby Toe and Claire Bryst. Our first event of the evening is going to be the 200 Medley Relay. We got 3 relays tonight. This is our first of 3, 200 Medley Relay. This is backstroke, breaststroke, butterfly, and freestyle in that order, 2 lengths of each. And the first event is in the water. This is the junior varsity 200 Medley Relay. Jefferson will be in lanes 2, 4, 6, and 8. Kennedy in the odd lanes 1, 3, 5, and 7. Lane 1 at the top of your screen. In the water right now for the Jaguars is Sophia Onsorg in lane number 4. Sydney Rose in the water for the Eagles, with the early lead for Kennedy. Like I said, we'll have 3 relays this evening. This is the 200 medley. We'll have the 200 freestyle relay tonight, and we will conclude tonight's activities with the 400 freestyle relay. Breaststrokers have hit the water. Maisie Hoffines in the lead for the Eagles. Harper Boo, 7th grader, for the Jaguars in lane number 4. As we reach the halfway point, the Butterflies getting ready. Most of the events here tonight will have a junior varsity heat followed by a varsity heat. Relays are scored 8 points for first, 4 for second, and 2 for third. You cannot score more than 2 relays in an individual event, or excuse me, in the relay event. Coming up in the varsity heat, we're going to have 2 Jefferson relays and 3 Kennedy relays. As we approach the anchor leg here of the medley relay. Mia Tolsman in the water for the Eagles. De Santiago Pico in the water for the Jaguars. Kennedy coming in also with a 1-5 record, so both teams 1-5 in the Metro West, looking to pick up their second victory of the season as Kennedy finishes the JV relay with a time of 2:35.54. That's your first place winner. So next up will be the varsity heat of the medley. Once again, Kennedy is in the odd lanes 3, 5, and 7 in this event. Jaguars will be in the even lanes 4 and 6, lane 1 at the top of your screen.
Event number 2, girls 200 guard Medley Relay Varsity.
For the Jaguars in lane number 4, we have Anna Sorensen. Lane number 6, Mia Ron. For the Eagles in lane number 3 at the top of the screen is Eva Price. Lane 5, Kayla Schletty, and Hannah Oliver rounds out Kennedy's relays at the bottom of the screen in lane number 7. Early lead is Anna Sorensen. Breaststrokers. Claire Breest. So he's such for the Eagles. 2 top relays, separating themselves. Third place will be a battle also with all three of those relays, as Kennedy looks like it's starting to take command of third place with their second relay down in lane number 7 with Audrey Crippen, the breaststroker. Jefferson now extending their lead halfway through the medley. Alex Bertram dives in for the fly leg. Dakota Lewick for the Eagles. Bertram, about a 2 body length lead now as we approach the anchor leg. Libby Lazinski, the senior for Kennedy, will be diving in, and Abby Toe for the Jaguars. Abby, one of the girls' 5 first place finishes this season, leading the Jaguars. Libby Lazinski also leading Kennedy with 2 first place wins this year in her individual events through the first 6 meets of the year. And Abby Toe right now looking like she's going to hold on, and Jefferson will win the medley relay. Lazinski will secure the second place finish. Third place will also go to Kennedy. As the bottom of the screen there, Sasha Nicholson will finish it up for Kennedy, so that will limit the damage for the scoring. Jefferson will win the event 8-6. And an early 2-point lead for the Jaguars after the first of 3 relays here this evening. Our next event will be the junior varsity 200-yard freestyle. 8 lengths of the pool. We have 1 Jaguar. Cara Seaver in lane number 4, surrounded by 4 Eagles swimmers here in the junior varsity heat. Felicity Jensen in lane number 1, Natalie Graymont in lane 3, Emily Kwan in lane 5, and Mari Grace in lane number 7. After this, we'll have the 200 individual medley followed by the 50 freestyle. And then we will be showing the diving, the pre-recorded diving portion after the 50 freestyle here this evening. And the junior varsity 200 freestyle is in the water. As I mentioned earlier, both teams are 1-5 coming into today. Both have a victory over Robbinsdale Cooper. So bragging rights in the conference on the line here also. Your early leader, Emily Kwan, in lane number 5 for the Eagles. Second right now, right at her hip, is her teammate, Natalie Graymont. Right now, Cara Seaver for the Jaguars and Mari Grace battling for third. A distant third to our top 2 here in this JV 200 freestyle. Halfway point of the 200 freestyle. Emily Kwan has led this from the start. She's going to try to win this thing wire to wire. About a body length and a half lead on her teammate, Natalie Graymont. Third place, a very distant third right now, belonging to Cara Seaver. There's Cara in lane number 4, approaching the wall. Head-on shot of Cara Seaver, finishing her 150 mark with 2 lengths to go for Cara. As your leaders now, as Natalie Graymont has overtaken her teammate Emily Kwan here on the last 2 lengths, and she is going to finish strong here. On your left, your winner, Natalie Graymont in the JV 200 freestyle. Emily Kwan will take second. Right down the middle, there's Cara Seaver trying to finish things up for the Jaguars. She'll take a comfortable third here. So your winning time, 2:32.81, put in by Natalie Graymont, your winner of the JV 200 freestyle. Next up will be the varsity portion of the 200 freestyle. 3 Jags and 3 Eagles here in the varsity 200 free. For Jefferson, at the top of the screen will be Mia Ron in lane number 2. Anna Sorensen in the middle of the pool in lane number 4. Danielle Hobbs in lane number 6. For the Eagles, Dakota Lewick in lane number 3. Kayla Schletty in lane number 5. Maddie Perlick in lane number 7. Jefferson with the early lead off the medley, winning the medley relay 8-6. Anna Sorensen, middle of the pool. She led off that medley relay doing backstroke. She's going to try to extend this lead for the Jaguars in the first individual event on the varsity portion. Anna's won 1 event this year against Waconia in the 100 backstroke. Dakota for Kennedy has won 2 events this season thus far. 50 freestyle and the 100 butterfly. Both were against Robbinsdale Cooper. Those will be the 2 to watch here in this 200 free. Kayla Schletty also 3 victories this year, 1 in this event, the 200 free, and 2 in the 500 freestyle. She won the 200 freestyle against Robbinsdale Cooper, won the 500 against Cooper, and also took first place in the 500 against Waconia. So we got 3 girls here in the middle of the pool. Multiple winners this year in their dual meets for their teams. And the varsity heat of the 200 freestyle is in the water. Sorensen early lead. Lewick trying to go on out with her a bit, but she gets like an arm length lead up to 25. Danielle Hobbs right now trying to stick her nose into this in lane number 6 for Jefferson. That will be an important place here. Sorensen trying to hold off both Eagles swimmers, but right now Danielle Hobbs is about a half a body length back here, and she's making a bid to interrupt these top 3. Schletty now going out with Sorensen as they approach the halfway point here. Sorensen with about an arm length lead on Schletty, although now Kayla's trying to close the gap here at the halfway point. Much more aggressive going into that wall, Schletty was, and she is now even with Sorensen. Sorensen, however, now breathing to that side, starts to see where Schletty is, starts to pick up her kick a little bit, starts to establish that arm length lead again. Third place right now is going to be a battle. Lewick and Hobbs, both even. This could go either way for either team right now. Remember, Jefferson with a 2-point lead going into this event. Individual scoring, 6 for first, 4 for second, 3 for third, 2 for fourth, and 1 for fifth. You can't place more than 3 in an individual event. We've got a length and a half to go. Sorensen's been holding on to this arm length lead throughout. Lewick now with Kennedy establishing about a body length lead on Hobbs. Last length, this is going to come right down to it. Sorensen not breathing to her left, does not see it. Schletty overcoming her. Now she breathes to the left, might be too little too late, as Kayla Schletty with a great last length touches out Sorensen. So Kennedy will take first and third as Dakota takes third. Hobbs will take fourth. Fifth place right now. Also a battle. And it's going to come down, and Maddie Perlick from Kennedy will take an all-important point for fifth place. So Kennedy taking first and third and fifth. That will give them a 10-6 win.
Event number 5, girls 200 yard individual medley, junior varsity.
10-6 win for Kennedy. So that flips the lead now from Jefferson up by 2 to now Kennedy up by 2, as they will take a 16-14 lead going into the 200 individual medley. Great last length by Kayla Schletty. We saw it earlier in the 200 free. Schletty made her move on the way back to the starting end when Sorensen was not breathing to the left, and she did it again here on the last length. On a breathe left there towards the end, but it was already laid. Schletty had already made her move at that point. So very nicely done on the last length by Kayla Schletty. An important first place finish for the Eagles. So in the water, we move on to the 200 individual medley. This is the junior varsity portion of the 200 medley. We got 2 Jaguars in the water, Harper Boo and Sophia Onsord, and that's Sophia Onsord right now battling for the league with Kennedy Eagle, Maisie Hoffines in the middle of the pool. This is 2 lengths of the pool, butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, and freestyle in that order. We got ourselves really the first place finishes this tonight are going to be hugely important for both teams. Especially for Jefferson as they're coming in shorthanded tonight. A lot of kids sick, a couple of kids injured. So they are down in numbers here tonight. So first place finishes are going to be very important, as their depth is not what they are accustomed to. The next event, the 200 individual medley varsity portion, we have Abby Toe and Libby Lazinski facing off against each other. That should be a heck of a race between the two of them. Right now, your leader right there at the touch after the backstroke lead, that's Sophia Onsord from Jefferson, as she goes through the second half into her breaststroke leg of the 200 individual medley. Onsord was battling tight. Now she's pretty much pulled away. Huge lead going into the last 2 lengths. Hoffines and Bew battling for second place right now in this JV portion. Once again, I said it real quickly last event, but individual events are scored 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. First through fifth cannot place more than 3 in an individual event. As Sophia Onsorg on her last length of this JV 200 IM. And she will finish with a time of 3:05.94. Maisie Hoffhines will come in for Jefferson. Excuse me, for Kennedy. And Harper Bew will finish things up. So our varsity heat of the 200 individual medley for the Jaguars in lane number 2, Erin Fornes. Abby Toe in lane number 4, and Annika Shermack in lane number 6. For the Eagles, Sohee Such in lane number 3, Libby Lazinski in lane number 5, and Audrey Jensen at the bottom of the screen in lane number 7. And the varsity 200 individual medley is in the water. The race will be in the middle of the pool. Lazinski and Toe. Shermack also trying to take it out with the leaders here on the butterfly leg. Toe and Lazinski neck and neck after the fly. Abby Toe now starting to impose her will here on the backstroke leg as she gets about an arm length lead on Lazinski. Shermack, a distant third, but she's well within range, about a body length back. As the top three now start to separate themselves from the rest of the field. Lazinski on that second length of backstroke has now gotten even with Abby. Off the turn though, Libby with a great turn, ends up coming out about an arm length lead now on Abby Toe on the breaststroke leg. Shermack trying to get herself back into this race. As Lazinski starts to stretch out her lead a little bit here, she's about a body length out now. It's gonna be tough catching her on the freestyle. Abby Toe's got a great freestyle, but she does not have that kind of freestyle to close more than a body length on Lazinski. As now Lazinski is starting to pull away here in the 200 individual medley. Shermack and Toe have second and third secured. Kennedy looking to get fourth and fifth taken care of, as Lazinski has blown this race out of the water now. Abby Toe fading, but she'll hold on to second. Shermack will hold on to third. Fourth and fifth also belonging to the Eagles, as Sohee Such and Audrey Jensen clean up fourth and fifth, which will be important here. And the overall score is Lazinski will finish with a time of 2:27.89. Abby Toe finishing with a time of 2:33.05. That'll be second. Shermack will be third. Such will come in fourth, and Jensen fifth. So Kennedy will win the event 9-7. So that will extend their lead now to 25-21 after the 200 individual medley.
Event number 7, girls 50-yard freestyle junior varsity.
So 4-point lead for the Eagles going into the sprint event of high school swimming, the 50 freestyle. We'll start with a junior varsity heat. We got a full heat here. 4 Eagles, 3 Jaguars. All but lane 8 is filled here for the JV heat. For the Jaguars in lane number 2, Dechen. In lane number 4, De Santiago Pico. And in lane number 6, Tiffany Tien. For Kennedy, Bella Johnson, top of the screen. Lane number 3, Sophia Keller. Lane number 5, Sydney Rose, and lane number 7, Mia Tolsman. Sydney Rose looking like she wants to be the winner here in the JV heat of the 50 as she comes in, and she is. Lane number 5, your winner, 32.74, Sydney Rose. With Santiago Pico, second, with a time of 33.31 from the Jaguars. Third place going to Tiffany Tien. So next up will be the varsity portion of the 50 freestyle. For the Jaguars, in lane number 2, top of the screen will be Nyla Truzzi. Lane number 4, Madeline Elbert. And in lane number 6, Alex Bertram. For the Eagles, Olivia Kaufman will be in lane number 3, Natalie Wenner in lane number 5, and Chloe Serbescu in lane number 7 to round out the field. And the varsity 50 freestyle is in the water. Madeline Elbert right from the start trying to establish this lead. We also have Alex Bertram looking like she wants to get into the mix. Straight across the board, the battle for second is up for grabs, but your winner is going to be in the middle of the pool. Madeline Elbert blowing the heat away. Alex Bertram coming out of nowhere in lane number 6. She may take second here, and she does. 27-1-6, your winner in the middle of the pool. Alex Bertram taking second, so Jefferson taking first and second in the event. Kennedy rounding out the field, 3rd through 5th, with Wenner taking 3rd, Serbescu taking 4th, and Olivia Kaufman 5th. But more importantly, Jefferson with a 1st and 2nd place finish. So they'll win the event 10-6, which will put us at a 31-31 tie after the 50 freestyle. While we knew this was going to be close tonight, and it is 31-31 at the halfway point between the Jaguars and the Eagles. And as I mentioned earlier in the telecast, we are going to bring you the pre-recorded diving portion, which was at Oak Grove Middle School. I will see you on the flip end of this. You're watching BEC-TV and Jefferson High School girls swimming. Stay tuned for the diving.
Four. Next we have Elizabeth doing dive 201A, back dive straight, difficulty 1.7. Three and a half, 4. Next we have Maddie doing dive 101B for a dive pike, difficulty 1.3. Four and a half. Next we have Candace doing dive 201A, back dive straight, difficulty 1.7. Six and a half, 7 and a half. Next we have Cassie doing dive 202A, back 1 somersault straight. Difficulty 1.7. Five and a half. Next we have Erin doing dive 201C, back dive tuck, difficulty 1.5. Four and a half. Starting round 2, we have Lauren doing dive 401C, inward dive tuck, difficulty 1.4. Next we have Elizabeth doing dive 101C, forward dive tuck, difficulty 1.2. Next we have Maddie doing dive 102B, forward 1 somersault pike, difficulty 1.5. Three and a half. Next we have Candace doing dive 5221D, back 1 somersault, 1/2 twist in free. Difficulty 1.7. Five and a half. Next we have Cassie doing dive 401B, inward dive pike, difficulty 1.5. Five and a half. Next we have Erin doing dive 203C, back 1.5 somersault tuck, difficulty 2. Three and a half, 4. Okay, starting round 3, we have Maddie doing dive 103C, forward 1.5 somersault and tuck. Difficulty 1.6. Next, we have Candace doing dive 402C, inwards 1 somersault tuck. Difficulty 1.4. Five and a half. Next, we have Cassie doing dive 402C, inwards 1 somersault tuck. Difficulty 1.4. Four and a half. Next, we have Erin doing dive 5223D, back 1 somersault, 1.5 twists, free. Difficulty 2.3. Five, 6. Starting round 4, we have Maddie doing dive 5121D, forwards 1 somersault, half twist, free. Difficulty 1.7. Four and a half. Next, we have Candace doing dive 303C, reverse 1.5 somersault tuck. Difficulty 2.1. Six and a half. Next, we have Cassie doing dive 103C, front 1.5 somersault tuck. Difficulty 1.6. Five and a half. Next, we have Erin doing dive 403C, inwards 1.5 somersault tuck. Difficulty 2.2. Four and a half. Starting round 5, we have Candace doing dive 103B, front 1.5 somersault pike. Difficulty 1.7. Six. Next, we have Cassie doing 302C, reverse 1 somersault tuck. Difficulty 1.6. 5.5, 5.5. Next we have Aaron doing dive 302B, reverse 1 somersault pike. Difficulty 1.7. 6, 5.5. Starting round 6, we have Candace doing dive 104C, front 2 somersault tuck. Difficulty 2.2. 5.5, 5.5. Next we have Cassie doing dive 5121D, front 1 somersault, half twist in free. Difficulty 1.7. 5, 5. Next we have Aaron doing dive 104C, front 2 somersault tuck. Difficulty 2.2. 6, 6. And that concludes tonight's diving meet, and we'll have the scores out in a minute.
And we are back here at Olson Middle School. That was the pre-recorded diving portion over at Oak Grove Middle School. The results of that, the diving portion, Kennedy taking first and third, Jefferson taking second. Third place was Cassie Fetch from Kennedy. Second place was Aaron Hall from Jefferson. And your winner tonight, Candace Liu from the Kennedy Eagles. So Kennedy winning the event 9-4, which will put the score now at Kennedy 40 and Jefferson 35. So we move to the second half of this meet. This is the closest this meet has been in years. This is going to be a fun second half. Our next event will be the 100-yard butterfly. We have a junior varsity heat of Kennedy Eagles across the board here on the JV heat. Merton, Oliver, and Perella. Five-point meet going into the second half here. Coming up in the varsity 100 fly, we're going to have 3 Eagles and 2 Jaguars facing off in the 100 butterfly. Your early leader here in the junior varsity portion is Hannah Oliver at the bottom of the screen. Hannah Oliver has led this from the start in the junior varsity. 1 length to go here. Logan Merton battling for second here right now. 1 length to go. There's your winner, Hannah Oliver. Oh, and I think she just got disqualified as we saw the official there at the corner of the screen on her finish. So Hannah Oliver will be disqualified. Logan Merton will be your winner of the Junior Varsity 100 Butterfly. Next up will be the varsity heat of the 100 Butterfly. For the Jaguars in lane number 4, Anna Sorensen, and lane number 6, Catherine Boldenau. For the Eagles, top of the screen, Chloe Serbescu, and in the middle of the screen, Dakota Lewick, and Audrey Jensen rounding out the field in lane number 7. And the varsity 100 Butterfly is in the water. Sorensen, middle of the pool. Lewick, early leader in lane 5. Sorensen and Boldenau. Lewick and Serbescu. All within a body length of each other at the 50 mark. Lewick now trying to pull away. Sorensen hanging right about an arm length back. Right now, a very important third by Catherine Boldenau at the bottom of the screen. Last length, who wants it? Sorensen, Lewick. Sorensen closing the gap here at the finish. Will she have enough real estate? This is going to come down to the touch. And it's Lewick in lane number 5. 107.80, Sorensen at 108.0. Third place going to Boldenau. So 4th and 5th will go to Kennedy to round out the field. So Kennedy will win the event 9-7.
Event number 13, girls 100-yard freestyle junior
Which
varsity.
will extend their lead now to 49-42. As you're seeing, the first place right now is highly crucial for either of the teams, as you can really limit the damage of lack of depth if you can get that first place finish. This is the junior varsity heat of the 100 freestyle. For the Jaguars in lane number 4, Cara Sieber, and lane number 6, Abby Demasi. For the Eagles, Bella Johnson in lane number 1, Noella Fierro in lane number 3, Emily Kwan in 5, and Sophia Keller in lane number 7 at the bottom of your screen. Once again, points for the individual events, 6-4, 3-2, and 1. That difference between first and second is huge when it comes to close meets. Right now, your leader, Emily Kwan from Kennedy, as she finishes up and really has separated herself from the rest of the field. As she'll finish with a 107.53, winner of the Junior Varsity 100 free. Her teammate, lane number 3, Noella Fierro. Next up will be the varsity heat of the 100 free. Both teams with 3 participants in this 100 freestyle. For the Jaguars, at the top of the screen is going to be Danielle Hobbs. Lane number 4, Abby Toe, and in lane number 6, Claire Bryce. for the Eagles, Natalie Wenner in 3, Libby Lazinski in 5, and Olivia Kaufman in 7. Lazinski already a winner here tonight as she outdueled Abby Toe in the 200 individual medley earlier.
Number 14, girls 100-yard freestyle,
So
Varsity.
Libby looking to be a double winner here tonight. Once again, Kennedy with a 7-point lead as the varsity heat of the 100 freestyle is in the water. Abby Toe trying to send an early message right off the bat. Libby Lazinski is going to fight her all the way to the end. That I can guarantee. Third place is going to be a battle also, but these top two separate themselves from the field. Abby Toast continues to lead by about a half a body length, or a half an arm length. Lazinski's kick coming alive here on the third length. Who has the better turn? Lazinski puts herself right back in the thick of it as she caught Toe just a bit. Let's see if Abby Toe can hold her off. Lazinski's going to kick it in. It's going to be Abby Toe. Third place also going to go to Jefferson. As Claire Brysman, lane number 6, will take third. Lane 3 going to Natalie Wenner. That's a 4th place. 5th place, and a very important 5th, going to Danielle Hobbs at the top of the screen. So Jefferson taking 1st, 3rd, and 5th. They'll win that event 10-6. That will narrow Kennedy's gap here and lead down to a 55-52 score after the 100 freestyle. A 3-point lead for Kennedy going into the 500 freestyle. In the water, the junior varsity heat of the 500 freestyle. In lane number 4, we have Tiffany Tian. In lane number 5, Natalie Graymont from Kennedy. And in lane number 6, Nyla Truzzi. Truzzi and Tian, both from Jefferson. Coming up in the varsity 500 freestyle, we're going to have 3 participants on both teams. Still with 2 relays. I think the relays are going to play a huge part here in the end. Still have 2 relays to swim here tonight. After the 500, we'll have the sprint freestyle relay, the 200 free relay. Right now, your leader in the JV 500 is Natalie Graymont. This is 20 lengths of the pool. So see, all the swimmers will have counters here at the opposite end. There's a good look at the counters. All right, your leader here is Natalie Graymont, as she is starting to pull away from Nyla Truzzi here in the JV 500. As we approach, that's the 200 mark for Truzzi and Graymont. So 12 lengths to go here in the 500 freestyle. Just over halfway now in this 500 freestyle. Coming up in the varsity heat of the 500, the Jaguars will have Erin Fornes, Madeline Albert, and Alex Bertram. Albert won the 50 freestyle, so she's going to be doing the extremes here tonight. She will bid to be a double winner, and she won her first event of the season in the 50 freestyle earlier tonight. Kennedy will have Maddie Perlick, Kayla Schletty, and Sasha Nicholson. Schletty, of course, the winner in the 200 freestyle earlier. Right now, Natalie Graymont has stretched out her lead now to about 3/4 of the length over Nyla Truzzi. Tiffany Tien a very distant third right now. Four lengths to go now for Natalie. She reaches the last 100 of this 500 free. As you'll see sometimes with the counters, see counters flipping the numbers upside down or shaking them. Basically just a message from the coaches that they're off pace and they need to pick up their pace. Most swimmers and coaches will talk about having a certain pace per 50 that they want to hit during a specific 500. And as coaches are taking splits, they may not be hitting that anymore, and that's kind of the way to kind of talk without having an earpiece in their ear. So haven't seen too much of that in this race. But 2 lengths to go as the bell goes for Natalie Graymont. She's won this practically from the start. Truzzi got off from the first 100, but Natalie Graymont's been there for the last 400 yards. And Natalie finishing up the 500 here in lane 5. There's your winner of the junior varsity 500 freestyle, Natalie Graymont of Kennedy. The time is 6:52.22. Nyla Truzzi here coming in for second. And she finishes with a 7:20.14. Tiffany Tian will finish things up here for the Jaguars. So the distance event on the docket here, the Varsity 500 Freestyle, and then we'll be moving into our last 4 events of the evening, which 2 of them will be relays, which I think will be a heavy decision as far as this meet goes here tonight. We'll have the 200 freestyle relay after the 500, and then the 100 backstroke, 100 breaststroke, and then we'll conclude tonight with, I have a feeling, a very loud 400 freestyle relay at the end. As Tiffany Tian rounds out the field here in the 500 freestyle for JV. We move to the varsity heat.
Current scores: Bloomington Kennedy Eagles 55, Bloomington Jefferson Jaguars 52. Event number 16, girls 500-yard freestyle, Varsity.
And the varsity heat of the 500 freestyle is in the water. Albert trying to take an early lead. Schletty, you know, will be there at the end. Bertram also going out with them on this first 100. Jefferson trying to sandwich Schletty here. Remember, Albert won the 50 freestyle earlier this evening. Schletty won the 200 free, so we've got a little bit of contrasting styles possibility here, with Albert being more of the sprinter, Schletty being more of the middle distance swimmer. We'll see if that rings true here in the 500 here today. Albert trying to establish the pace to start off with. We'll see if she can hold on to it. As those two try to pull away from Bertram. Bertram about a body length back. Fourth place right now, which every place right now in the top 5 is going to be huge. Maddie Perlick from Kennedy. About a body length lead on Aaron Fornes. Right now, Schletty and Albert setting the pace. Albert's had a bit of the advantage, but right now it's pretty neck to neck. Both look very comfortable right now. Don't look like they're pushing it. Usually you can tell when these 500 kids start to press it, their kick starts to go to a higher beat. Both of them look pretty relaxed right now. We'll see when Schletty decides to make a move on Albert. Right now, Albert maintains about a half a body length lead at the 200 mark. Bertram now has fallen back, but she has nobody pushing her at third, so she will lock up third. Albert now stretching her lead about a half a body length. The turns are huge in the 500 freestyle. You have 19 turns in the 500 freestyle. If you can make that an advantage for yourself, it is big in the 500 free. Right now, so far, it's looked like Albert has the better of the turns, as she seems to be going in even and coming out with about an arm length lead almost every single turn so far. We'll see if that holds true throughout the rest of the race. Half a body length lead. as they approach the 300. Schletty now starting to move. That 25 alone, Schletty came back, and now they're even. In the turn, out of the turn, Albert with a slight advantage. That was a much better turn by Schletty to stay even. Now is when the show is going to start here for the 500 between these two girls. Who's going to make the first move? Albert still with good legs coming off the wall. Sometimes you'll see swimmers starting to hug the lane line to see if they can get any kind of a draft off of the other swimmer. They go into that turn pretty even. Coming out of it, Schletty is doing a much better job on the turns here on the back half. Well, this is going to be a heck of a race to the end here. Both of them getting shaked. And what I mean by that is their counters are shaking their numbers. Schletty now taking about a half a body length lead. We'll see if Albert can even maintain the intensity that she's had. Remember, this is where we've got to decide if she can hold on to a 500 freestyle. As right now, Schletty is the experienced 500 freestyler in the water. Albert still holding tough though. She has not let Schletty get away. This race is still up for grabs. Who can hit their last three turns? Awesome turns by both girls, but Albert came out a little bit closer on that. Schletty still keeping an eye on her. Got about a half a body length lead. They got 2 lengths to go. This is going to come down to an all-out sprint on the end. Off the wall. Who's got the leg strength to bring it home? It's going to get loud real fast here in Olson Middle School. Albert's trying to close the gap. They're going to go into this last turn dead heat. They have not been separated by more than a body length. Albert with a great turn on the end. Legs come alive. This is going to come right down to the finish. 500 yards, going to come down to tenths of seconds. Who's going to have the finish at the end? Albert with an extra kick at the end. It goes to Madeline Albert at the finish, 5:49.65. 5:49.77. You're talking 12 100ths difference between first and second. And that's a 4-point swing right there. There's your third place in Bertram. So Jefferson in a much first and third place. And now, even more important, 5th place finish at the top of the screen. Fornes trying to lock up the 1 point over Perlick. Top of the screen, Fornes, Perlick. This is going to come right down to the finish also. The touch goes to Fornes in lane number 2. 6:28.94. That's 6 100ths difference between those two. So Jefferson getting both touches. That is huge. They needed to close the gap, and they're starting to do it. They had a 3-point cushion coming into this meet, or into this event. Kennedy did. Jefferson now with a 1st, 3rd, and 4th. I'm doing some quick math here. Jefferson will win the event 11-5. So what a change here, because now it flips. Kennedy had a 3-point lead going into that event. Now Jefferson has the 3-point lead at 63-60 going into the last 4 events here tonight at Olson Middle School. Doesn't get any closer than that for the 500 freestyle. What a great last length by Madeline Albert and Schletty. Schletty made the first move on that last length, and then Albert came back on that last 10 yards, kicked it in, legs came alive. Great finish by both girls. And what a great finish for 4th by Erin Fornes. Let's not overlook that. That's 2 points. That's a 2-point swing right there between her and Perlick. So Jefferson coming out with 11-5 win. 1st, 3rd, and 4th. They now have a 63-60 lead. In the water is the junior varsity 200 freestyle relay. we've got 3 relays in the water. Kennedy with 2 relays in lanes 3 and 5, and Jefferson in the middle of the pool in lane number 4. Right now, the leader in lane 5 is Kennedy. That's Mari Grace in the water for the Eagles. This finish is going to be outstanding. Coming up in the Varsity 200 Freestyle Relay, we've got Jefferson with 2 relays, Kennedy with 3 relays. Both teams look like they have their 200 freestyle relays loaded to the gills with their 4 fastest sprinters on both relays. In the water for the Eagles is Maisie Hoffhines. Jefferson countering with Cara Seaver in the water right now as the anchor legs dive in. Felicity Jensen and Tiffany Tien dive in. Also for Kennedy with about a body length and a half lead here with 1 and change left here in this JV portion. We go back to a relay here. 8 points for first, 4 for second, 2 for third. Tiffany Tien trying to make this a race here in the JV portion. Looks like she might run out of real estate, but a good anchor leg by Tiffany Tien here on the JV portion. But Kennedy will hold them off. Felicity Jensen will win the event with a 2:18.86. Varsity heat. Remember, Madeline Elbert just finished the 500 freestyle. Kayla Schletty just finished the 500 freestyle. Both will be in this 200 freestyle relay. In fact, Kayla Schletty will be leading off here for Kennedy. So she's had approximately about 3 minutes rest going into this 200 freestyle relay. Abby Toe will be your leadoff in lane number 4 for the Jaguars. Kennedy will round out the field in lane number 3 with Chloe Serbescu and Selena Sang in lane 7. Catherine Bolden now in the water for the Jaguars in lane number 6. So Abby Toe leading things off here for the Jaguars. Schletty, 3 minutes of rest after the 500 free. She is in lane number 5. But right now it's Abby Toe establishing an early lead for the Jaguars. Going second for the Jaguars, Anna Sorensen. Dakota Lewick for the Eagles in lane number 5. Sasha Nicholson in lane number 3 for the Eagles. For the Jaguars in lane number 4, Di Santiago Pico in lane number 6. There's your top 4 relays. Sorensen trying to hold on to that body length lead. You're going to have Lazinski to deal with on the anchor leg for Kennedy. Jefferson diving in with Alex Bertram, the 8th grader. Olivia Kaufman, a 9th grader, diving in for the Eagles. Bertram trying to extend the lead. Your anchor legs are going to be Madeline Elbert, who just got out of the 500, and Libby Lazinski. Remember, Elbert won the 50 freestyle earlier tonight. Third place right now, Kennedy is looking like they are going to secure third. And there goes Elbert. There goes Lazinski. Will Lazinski have enough real estate to bring her down? Albert's going to have to be tired going into this, but she has got a nice little cushion. 1 length to go. Here comes Lazinski. She is closing gap. It's just a matter of whether or not she's going to be able to have enough real estate. She's going to run out of it. Albert's going to hold on, and Jefferson will win the 200 freestyle relay. Kennedy will take third here. So that will limit the damage, but Jefferson will win the event 8-6. That will extend Jefferson's lead now to 71-66. They'll extend to a 5-point lead. 71-66 going into the 100 backstroke. junior varsity heat of the 100 backstroke. We've got 4 participants. For Jefferson, we have Abby Damasi and Deccan in lane number 6. For the Eagles, we have Sydney Rose and Mia Tolzman. Two individual events left, 1 relay event left. This is going to come right down to all 3 of these events. Jefferson with a 5-point, very tenuous 5-point lead as we go into the backstrokes. Right now, your early leader on the JV heat is Sydney Rose from Kennedy. Distant second now at the top of the screen, that's Mia Tolzman from Jefferson. Coming up in the varsity heat of the 100 backstroke, the Jaguars will have Catherine Boldenau in lane number 4 and Mia Ron in lane number 6. The Eagles will counter with Eva Price in 3, Amelia Baird in lane number 5, and Hannah Oliver in lane number 7. There's your winner. She was winning this thing from the start. Sydney Rose, wire to wire in the JV 100 backstroke. Second place going to Mia Tolzman from Jefferson. So we move to the varsity heat of the 100 backstroke. Once again, Jefferson 71, Kennedy 66. What a turnaround for the Jaguars. They were down 3 points going after the 100 freestyle. They flipped this now to a 5-point lead with 3 events left. It's just a matter of whether or not they have enough horses now to finish it off. Boldenau and Ron for the Jags. Price, Baird, and Oliver for the Eagles. The varsity 100-yard backstroke is in the water. Boldenau taking an early lead right off the bat, sending an early message to the rest of the field. Second place right now is a battle at the bottom of the screen. Slight edge to Baird from Kennedy. Third place, Ron and Oliver battling for third. That's going to be an important position right there. If Jefferson can nab a third place right there, they can win this event 9-7. If she ends up 4th or even 5th, it goes from a tie to a Kennedy win. That's how important Ron's swim is with 1 length to go. Boldenau has led this from the start. She put this race to bed on the first length. She sent a clear message that not on her watch, and there's her winner. Second going to Kennedy. Third will go to Mia Ron for Jefferson in lane number 3. Excuse me, lane number 6. So Jefferson with a first and third, they'll win the event 9-7. So that'll extend their lead now to 7 points as Jefferson will be up 80-73 after the backstroke. This is all unofficial, and it's all reliant on my math. So There you go. But I've been right so far. So 80 to 73. I'm confident. Next up is the 100 breaststroke. Next event, this is the 100 breaststroke. This is our last individual event of the evening. And a highly important one for Kennedy. They need to switch this around, and they need to close the gap here before this 400 freestyle relay. 7-point lead right now for Jefferson. Ten-point swing for Jefferson in the last 3 events has turned this meet. Kennedy had all of the momentum after the 100 freestyle. Boy, that 500 freestyle came down to tenths of seconds. It could have been just a completely different story here tonight at Olson. But it's not done yet. 100 breaststroke, JV heat coming up. We've got 2 Jags and 2 Eagles. Sophia Onsorg for Jefferson in lane 4, Harper Boo in lane number 6. For the Eagles, Maisie Hoffines in 5 and Noella Fierro. Top of the screen. Seem to have a touchpad problem with the timing system, so a bit of a delay here as they test the timing system, and it works. Touch the pads, make sure they're there. They did have a malfunction last event. They didn't have the times up on the board. So I'm sure they're just trying to make sure that everything is still in working order here at Olson Middle School. Coming up in the varsity heat of the 100 breaststroke, Claire Bryce for the Jaguars, Annika Shermack for the Jaguars, Sohi Such for the Eagles, Audrey Crippen for the Eagles, and Selena Sang rounding out the field for Kennedy. It's been a while that we've had a meet this close between these two teams. Jefferson has dominated this matchup in recent years. To be this close for all the seniors at Kennedy that have had to endure Jefferson domination for the last 5 years of their swimming. It's got to be special for the seniors at Kennedy to have a kind of meet like this with the Jaguars to close out their high school careers. Yes, the crowd is back. We're masked up, but we are back.
Are you the BEC guy? I have 2 people watching on 2 different TVs. There's no sound.
Okay, I'll tell them.
I don't know if you knew that.
I'll tell them.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like we're getting close here to starting up as they test the pads one more time here. JV 100 breaststroke coming up. Well, the leaders of both of these teams have stepped up today. Schletty, Lazinski, Lewick for Kennedy. Toe, Sorensen, Bryce have all stepped up in individual ways here to make this meet a 7-point meet. And it looks like their testing is done. Once again, coming up in this JV heat as we see the 4 girls patiently waiting behind the blocks. It's Noella Fierro in lane 3, Sophia Onsorg in the middle for the Jags, Macy Hoffines, and Harper Bew.
Next up is event number 21, girls 100-yard breaststroke junior varsity.
And the JV 100 breaststroke is in the water. Macy Hoffines, your early leader here in the JV 100 breaststroke. Macy Hoffines, the aggressor here in the 100 breaststroke on the first half. Second right now is her teammate Noella Fierro. Onsorg and Bew will round out the field halfway through the 100 breast. One length to go. Fierro has overtaken her teammate Hoffines. Onsorg now for Jefferson, about 2 body lengths back in third. All right, here we go. Last individual event of the evening, Varsity 100 breaststroke. 7-point lead for the Jaguars, 80-73, 2 events to go. And the varsity heat of the 100 breaststroke is in the water. Bryce, early lead. So he's trying to go out with her. Such an important first place finish here for the Jaguars if Claire can pull it off. Such an important first place. Kennedy lining up second, third, and fourth right now. Annika Shermack trying to stay close. Boy, if she could move into a fourth place finish there behind at least 2 of the girls, which she is now doing. She's moving into fourth. Shermack. That would tie the event. With Claire finishing first, it would be a first and fourth place finish if Shermack can come home. The race is Shermack. That's the one you want to watch right now. Second and third is pretty locked up by Kennedy. Such and Crippen. Fourth place right now, still a battle. Shermack and Sang are going to bring this right down to the wire. And it's going to be Shermack. So Jefferson and Kennedy will tie with Claire Bryce winning it with a 1:19.31. That'll be an 8-8 finish. So Jefferson will maintain a 7-point lead going into the 400 freestyle relay.
Event number 23, girls
88 to 81 as we go into the 400 freestyle relay. This is our last event of the evening. Remember, the scoring on the 400 freestyle relay is 8 points for first, 4 for second, and 2 for third. You can't score more than 2 relays. This is the JV portion of the 400 freestyle relay. For the Jaguars, De Santiago Pico in lane number 4. For Kennedy, Logan Merton in lane number 3, and Natalie Graymont in lane number 5. Here's some sophisticated math for you. Jefferson, 88 to 81, 7-point lead. If Kennedy takes first and third in the 400 freestyle relay coming up, they would win the event 10 to 4, but they would lose the meet 92 to 91. The only way Kennedy can win this meet, discounting any disqualifications, is if they take first and second in the 400 freestyle relay. They would win the event 12 to 2, and they would win the meet. So Jefferson, all they need to win this meet is a second place finish in their 400 freestyle relay. And this is going to come down to depth, because all of the top guns that we've been talking about all night long are used up in both of the other relays. So this is going to come down to depth on both teams and what they have left for the 400 freestyle relay. Coaches are telling their swimmers right now, safe starts, no jumping starts. Do not want a disqualification to decide this meet. Second person in the water here, second leg of the 400 freestyle relay on the JV portion in lane number 5. That's Mari Grace with a commanding lead for the Eagles. Second place right now, Abby Damasi in lane number 4. And closing in lane number 5 is Cheyenne Perella. Halfway through this JV heat, Felicity Jensen diving in for the Eagles. Also Eva Price diving in, and Cara Seaver from Jefferson diving in. This is the third of 4 legs of this 400 free relay. So who are the depth people who are going to win this meet? Well, the Jaguars have on their A relay in lane number 4, Madeline Albert, Catherine Boldenau, Annika Shermack, and Claire Bryce. For the Eagles, you got Chloe Serbescu, Maddie Perlick, Audrey Jensen, and Natalie Wenner. Those will be your top 2 relays that will be battling it out. Jefferson's B relay will have Danielle Hobbs, Mia Ron, Tiffany Tien, and Erin Fornes. Kennedy's B relay, Olivia Kaufman, Sasha Nicholson, Emily Kwan, and Sophie Such. Anchor legs on the blocks here for the JV 400 freestyle relay. We're going to have Sophia Keller diving in for the Eagles. For the Jaguars, Harper Bew. Kennedy's third relay coming up in the varsity heat. In lane number 7, we'll have Annika Anderson, Sydney Rose, Hannah Oliver, and Selena Sang. 2 lengths to go here in lane number 5. Lane number 3 right now. Mia Tolzman finishing up as Kennedy will take first and second in this 400 free relay on the JV portion. As Mia Tolzman coming in. And Kennedy's B relay in lane number 3. With a time of 5:10.15 is your winner in the JV heat of the 400 freestyle relay. Once again, 7-point lead for Jefferson. All they need is a second place finish here to win this meet by 1 point. Kennedy takes first and second with their 2 relays. They will walk away a winner here tonight.
All I have to say is that I love close meets. I have some current standings. Does anybody want to hear it before the last event?
See if my math is right. They're about to announce the score.
Kennedy Eagles, 81. Jefferson Jaguars, 88.
Dead on. Had no doubt. 88-81, it's official. 7-point lead. Here we go. The deciding 400 freestyle relay is in the water. 2 relays that we expected out in front immediately. Madeline Albert, Chloe Serbescu. Remember, Albert won the 50 freestyle, took second in the 500 earlier tonight. And she's taken a commanding lead right off the bat. Over a body length lead for Madeline here over Serbescu. Going in second for these relays. Catherine Boldenau for the Jaguars, Maddie Perlick for Kennedy. It's all about safe starts for Jefferson right now. All they need is a second place finish here. They don't need to be trying to make their starts ultra fast, and that one was nowhere near being fast. It's Catherine Boldenau with a good cushion here. Jefferson's second relay sitting in third right now, so the order is getting taller and taller for the Kennedy Eagles. As Boldenau stretches her lead. Eagles with Maddie Perlick in the water. She's trying to hold on to second right now. All Boldenau, as Albert and Boldenau have put Jefferson in a very, very good situation halfway through the 400 free relay. Barring any DQs, I'm not seeing Jefferson relinquishing this lead as Annika Schermack, making sure that start is safe, dives in for the third leg. Kennedy's A relay. Audrey Jensen diving in. Jefferson's B relay. Tiffany Tian dives in. There's your top 3 relays right now. Jefferson sending a very huge message. They did not want this to come down to any tension here, as they have put themselves in a very favorable position with 6 lengths to go. Whatever you do, Claire Bryce, do not jump early. Anchor leg in the water for the Jaguars. Natalie Wenner about to dive in for Kennedy, but this lead has grown to almost 25 yards. And Jefferson will not be denied as they continue their streak of victories over Kennedy here tonight. But what a fun meet. We have not had too many of these between these two schools in recent years. This has been a blast. One length to go for Claire Bryce as she goes into a victory length for the Jaguars, making this extremely anticlimactic here in the 400 free relay. But what a great meet by both teams as she will secure the first place and secure the meet for the Jaguars with a time of 4:08.04. Kennedy's anchor leg coming in. Natalie Wenner will take second. Third place right now, a tight race as Sohi Such from Kennedy will take third. So Kennedy, as has been the night all night long, these teams do not separate themselves within the individual event, but Jefferson will win the event 8-6. Great meet by Jefferson, great meet by Kennedy. Close meet all the way through. And really the difference in this meet was that 500-yard freestyle. Those two races that were decided by tenths of seconds. Really, if they would have flipped the other way, this would have been a much different finish. Unofficially, I have this at Jefferson 96, Kennedy 87. Too much depth here at the end for Jefferson on that 400 freestyle relay. They just did not, Kennedy did not have the horses left. Their horses got them to the point through the 100 breaststroke, but not the kind of depth that Jefferson had left in the 400 freestyle. When you can put the winner in the 50 freestyle leading off your 400 free relay, that's a huge bonus to hold her off of at least one of the relays earlier. To be able to be there for the 400 free relay is a good luxury to have, especially in a meet like this when you need that 400 free relay at the end. As we await the official score, I have it at 96-87 Jefferson. My Jaguar swimmer of the meet, I know you're all waiting for that. As the teams are lining up for their traditional cheers here. We're still waiting for the final score. Here we go.
Final scores for the evening. Who's ready? That's what I thought. Okay, first up, Bloomington, Kennedy, Eagles. Okay, that's okay. 85. Jefferson Jaguars, 98.
All right, they had a disqualification, so that's not on me. Your final score, Jefferson 98, Kennedy 85. There must have been a disqualification on Kennedy's relay, so Jefferson ends up taking first and second in the 400 freestyle relay. So 98-85, your final. My Jaguar swimmer of the meet as the girls do their hair flip cheer will be Claire Bryce, the winner of the 100 breaststroke that really cemented this meet for the Jaguars and anchoring the 400 freestyle relay back-to-back. Awesome job by Claire. Awesome job by the Jaguars and the Kennedy Eagles as there's the hair flip, the traditional hair flip cheer for the Jaguars. Once again, I'm Jeff Lee. You've been watching BEC-TV. The final score here from Olson Middle School. Once again, Jefferson 98, the Kennedy Eagles 85. Have a great night.